Should you buy the new Wahl 5-star Magic Clips? I'm not gonna lie, they look fire, but do they cut good? That's a real question. So there's only one way to find out, and let's dive right into it. What better way to try them out than by having a perfect hair model? So kicking it off, let's go ahead and begin with the number 3 guard, just to really be able to debulk everything. Something I am doing though is that I'm really making sure to follow his parietal ridge. The parietal ridge is the bone on the skull that connects the sides to the top. You can easily find a parietal ridge by placing a comb flat on the head, and wherever the comb leaves the head, that's where the parietal ridge is. If we place a comb in the back of the head, you can see how it starts leaving off right here, which let us know that the parietal ridge drops towards the back, which is why right now while I'm debulking, I'm simply dropping towards the back as well, really allowing the head shape to guide my clipper off the head. Now that I have that debulked, I'm going to switch into a trimmer, and I'm going to be creating my first guideline, really making sure to follow the parietal ridge again. With this line set in and this line at the top set in, now I know that I only have this much room to do the fade. So now I'm switching into the number 1 guard, lever all the way open, and I'm going to debulk a little bit more, but only going halfway up the head this time. And like I said, that was just debulk, because now I can go in with no guard, with the lever all the way open, and create the first section that I'm going to be fading out. So now I'll have a subsection right below the number 1. So I'm simply going to go back in and close the lever all the way. And what I really do love about this blade is that it really sits flat on the head, allowing me to really be able to dig in and erase that first trimmer line that I created. But even then, I'm going to continue opening my lever a little bit at a time, working my way up within that section until my lever is all the way open. And I'm essentially at the top where I first began with this. So now you can see how easily the line came out, and we created gradiency within that section as well. And that's where the staggered tooth on this blade really comes into play. I feel like with a blade having a shorter tooth than the other, it really allows you to have way more gradiency within your haircuts. Kind of like whenever you use blending shears to erase a line, that's what I feel like the staggered tooth does as well. Create softer blends. So now that's faded out. And since we left off with the number 3 up here, now I'm going to be jumping to the number 2 with the lever all the way open, which is essentially going to become a 2.5 guard now. And that should just start blending into the number 3. But of course, I'm not going to be going all the way up here like I did with the number 3. I'm staying right below it. And then to really start fading into the number 1, I'm going to go ahead and close the lever, and this time stay even lower. But now to really finish fading into the number 1, this clipper actually comes with the 1.5 guard, which is really going to allow us to bring those two together. Get it? Together? 2, 1. Not funny. Now just detail, I'm going to be working small segments. Like in this area I already detailed. So now I'm going to detail this area by itself and this area by itself. That way, instead of getting overwhelmed by looking at the whole thing, I can break it down and be less overwhelmed with working with one section first. Which if you go on my TikTok, you'll be able to really see how I detail. Now with the detail, look how much of a gradiency we have. You know, overall, these didn't really do that bad. I feel like they did a great job. And what's best about that is that my hand is not tired because they're super light. But we got one more test. Let's go ahead and test him out on a beard. Well, maybe not his beard. As I mentioned earlier, this clipper is super light, so it really makes it convenient to be able to edge somebody's beard up. Compared to the cordless Wahl Seniors, these are super light. And not to mention the little thumb grip right here really allows you to have more grip on a clipper. That way you ensure that the clipper doesn't fall out your hands, because that's the last thing you want to do whenever you edge somebody's beard up. And once again, compared to the cordless Wahl Seniors, the Wahl Seniors don't really have any grip on them at all. And with them being super heavy, I always felt like the clipper was going to fall out of my hands whenever I was freehanding like this. And as you can see, the clippers are pretty durable and pretty strong, just going through the hair with ease. This clipper really does come in handy whenever you're doing beard shape-ups. So as you saw, they work pretty good. In my opinion, they're very diverse. Super powerful to be able to debulk, and at the same time, they cut so smooth to really be able to detail fades. Those two things are essential for me to be able to fade. But also what really helps out are the premium guards that come with it. These guards are way more durable than the average guards, meaning that the blade will not eat into the guards. Because whenever the blade eats into the guards become super loose. And that's whenever you really hear all that rattling on your clippers. But these guards will last. And not to mention that click to really ensure that the guard isn't going to fall off. Because we all know that 1.5 guard, that used to always fall off. And not to mention, they do provide the half and the 1.5 guard with it. So that's clutch by itself. And it even comes with the charging dock, which really makes charging your clippers super convenient. But if you already have the Wahl Seniors and this charging dock, that one charges your clipper as well. But at the beginning, you do have to loosen up the screw a little bit because I feel like it was too tight. So I had to unscrew it just a little bit to make it looser. But overall, Wahl really did a great job with these. But now as far as if you should buy them or not, well, you saw what they can do, so that's up to you.